in today's video, if you have actually tested COVID-19 positive and you have recovered and you are going through a lot of post-COVID emotions, reactions, or some feelings that you don't understand, then this video is actually for you. So don't go anywhere and I'll be right back.
And once again, welcome back to my channel. So I'm a Ghanaian based YouTuber. I blog about lifestyle, fitness and practical experiences that inspire people.
So my previous video that I posted on my channel telling you guys about my COVID-19 pneumonia story, how I survived it, I actually told you guys about my feelings and some of my experiences that and then the symptoms that I actually went through. After testing negative, I realized that there's kind of like feeling, I call it post-COVID feeling. So I think the number one thing that I experienced after having COVID-19 was the mental changes or the mental transformation. You know, sometimes when you go through a certain situation that you have not been in it before, when you come out of it, you actually have a different mindset. When you're having COVID and you are in quarantine and you are not going anywhere, you kind of like have this different perspective to life. You understand the purpose of relationship, you understand the purpose of your family and people around you, because when you are in quarantine, nobody comes close to you, nobody talks to you and nothing. So I think after COVID-19 you still have that mental changes. If you are single, I'm sure by then your sense of belonging, you know, wanting somebody to be close to you or to have somebody that you can actually depend on. So it's actually important that sometimes we go through this situation and it helps us to come to realization of things that we don't think about or we don't pay much attention to. I don't really pay much attention to when it comes to relationship, marriage and all those things. Going through this COVID, I have actually realized the essence and importance of being in a relationship. Or having a partner or having someone closer to me. So I keep saying to myself that if I had not with my family or my sister around, I would have been more lonelier. Even though my sister comes in every day and all that, but I still felt lonely and I just wanted to step out. I just wanted to do a whole lot of things. I just wanted somebody to at least, you know, hug you, touch you and all that, and you are not getting anybody. So it is very important that when you go through these things, you start to think about things that you don't prioritize. The number two thing that I actually want to talk about is so funny, because I never expected that eating more than expected, you know that this food that someone has given you is more than enough, and still you eat the food and you feel like, no, I still want more. Yes, that's the situation. That's one of the effects that you go through after having COVID. So I will be in my room and my sister will pack breakfast, lunch and dinner, and then she will bring it to my room. I will see that my own normal things, like the way I eat, like I don't eat that much. Even when you give me some food, I will tell you that it's too much. So I remember one time my sister brought me food and I told her that this food that you brought me is very sinful, because how are you expecting me to eat all this? And to be honest with you, by the time she came back from work, I have actually finished all the food, and sometimes I even asked for more, and I was like, what's happening to me? So one time I called my COVID doctor. I called him a COVID doctor because he is kind of like specialized in dealing with people with COVID. So I called him and I told him that, doc, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I have been eating more than I'm supposed to. I'm gaining weight and I don't really understand. Is there anything I can do? And he was like, oh my god, this is so funny. So what do you want to do? There's some of the common things that people go through, so it's normal. Just don't worry, give yourself some time and you go back to your normal eating habits and all that. But after 2 weeks, I still feel like I want to eat more. Even when I'm going to sleep, I want to eat to the extent that, like, you know, I'm gaining a lot of weight and I'm still eating that I am not able to control it. I think it's this week that I'm kind of like trying to control it bit by bit, to the extent that I have stopped eating carbohydrates this week. Greek yogurt and granola. I've not eaten the whole day. I feel like I took small 2 small apples, and that's all I've eaten today. And I've been drinking a lot of water, so I'm taking the Greek yogurt with a granola, which is my food for today. So eating a shrimp than the normal eating after COVID is normal, and this is because of the vitamins and all the food that you take. Let me show you guys the vitamins that I was taking this particular vitamins. It's called extra strength maltonic, and this medicine here was my devil. Because all that you need to do when you're having COVID is to eat healthy to boost your immune system. So definitely you're going to be given a whole bunch of medicine to be taken and to be eating. So definitely you're going to gain weight. So don't be scared when you're experiencing this. The third thing I want to talk about is stigmatization. That is one of the effects COVID gives you after you have recovered. I think it is good if you don't tell anybody you have COVID when you are tested positive. I think it is better you go, if you are to quarantine yourself, go and quarantine yourself and don't tell anybody that you had COVID, because after the quarantine and you do take all your medicines and everything, you're going to be fine and you're going to go back to your normal daily life, that nobody will even know that you went through COVID and all that. When people see you pass by or people see you approaching them, they kind of like give you this attitude, this kind of like body language, and if you really read meanings the way, you know that this one is something else. Okay, so I will advise that COVID-19 stigmatization is actually real. So don't parade to the whole world that you have COVID when you get COVID or when you test positive, because the stigma is real and people will start to look at you in a different way even when you recover. This is the 3 things that I actually want to talk about the mindset changes, high appetite or eating excessively and gaining weight, and then a stigmatization. And this is my experience, and I really think you have learned a thing or two. In case you find yourself in this situation, don't panic, just relax and everything is going to be fine with you. So until we meet again same time, it's your gonna make your info. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel, because your girl is going to be consistent nowadays. If you believe it, say amen. Maybe, but I say bye.